Hey guys, Cool Blind Way back. I'm Rick.
I'm Maggie.
And we're back with Haikyuu.
Finally!
Yes, finally. We need to see who passed and who failed.
We need those test results right now.
We do. Yes, the test results.
No more talking! Test results!
Whether or not they can play in the exhibition against the sort of Tokyo Square. There's a bunch of different schools in Tokyo that they're going to be practicing against in order to get ready for the next tournament in order to get into the nationals, hopefully.
We need those test results.
Well, who do you think passes? Do you think anyone fails?
I don't want to think about it. I need those test results. I need to know if Tanaka will be able to intimidate them, like I hope he will. You know, he's evil. Look, it's great.
And Yashi is gonna. Will be her first road trip as well with the team.
She going?
I assume she would.
Yeah, because they were talking with her mom and such.
Yeah. Yeah, she's like, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna do this, and then her mom cried, and then I cried, and we all cried together. All right, let's go. All right.
Okay. Well, they held out on us. I'm so upset.
Yeah, they really fooled us at the beginning. It's like, is this the right episode? They're already here. They didn't reveal anything.
Where's the test results?
We're missing a couple of members. No! They only did fail one each, and were able to make up this supplementary exam to get there in time.
Yeah, but, well, barely. It looked like they barely got to play at all, like maybe 15 minutes or something like that.
On the first day.
Yeah, that's true.
It's going on for a little bit, so they've got time.
And goodness, it must have taken them like all day to get there. Was it part of her job? She like had to do deliveries or something like that, and just had to kind of bring them along and get them there, or was she just beelining because that's a good distance?
Be a long way. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know where Karasuno is in regards to Tokyo.
Must be far. But.
And I mean, that car didn't look like it was like 70-mile-an-hour capable.
It did in her hands.
That was around like hairpin turns.
Oh my gosh. Well, this is exciting. They have a great collection of teams with a variety of strengths.
And weaknesses. That they're all trying to work on together.
Yeah.
So you have...
The current worry for our team seems to be stagnation.
Well, they've reached like a plateau. And any sort of sport, like, you'll reach a bunch of plateaus and it's hard to get past them.
Yeah.
So they're kind of at their first one now. And yeah, it's a question of what do they do to improve? Like, do they just... I mean, their strength and endurance and everything seems fine. So is it just a question of technique and repetition of the basics? Or is
Stability, basically.
Yeah. Or is it learning new techniques like the float serves and the combos and everything else and adding that to their repertoire? Or are they just at their limit with this crew and they need new blood? They need the third years out and new first years in.
I don't think we can get any new first years yet.
Not now, but I mean that like
later on.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, but even if we lost the 30 years right now, that means we'd get Inoshita in and jump float. I feel so bad. Don't remember his name.
Well, yeah, if they lost the third years, like, they would lose a lot of their passing and receiving, because Daichi is one of their best receivers, and that's something that Hinata struggles with.
Yeah. Yeah, Daichi's kind of, taking up the slack for the first years that don't have the basics in as well. That's his strength is kind of the basics. But do you think it was a good call for the coach to say, like, they haven't replied very well to our quick attack, so just keep doing it harder and harder? At first I was thinking, like, well, I mean, this is an opportunity to try new things and to, like, try to practice other things besides your, like, special move. But then I was also thinking, if you want that to stay a special move, you'll have to learn how to adjust it to keep using it even though other people keep fighting back, basically. So if a team discovers a way to counter it, you need to be able to, I don't know, use 3 fingers instead of 4 or something. Whatever, volleyball.
Yeah. Yeah, and part of it could be a change in mindset too. Like Hinata had sort of accepted his path as the decoy, but maybe now he's hungry again to be the ace.
Well, and you don't necessarily have to be. Maybe he thought that as the decoy he did do much scoring, or wouldn't do much scoring, but he seems to score very well, and he doesn't work as a decoy unless he's scoring.
Mm-hmm.
So.
But he's still got to be able to find a way to score when he's matched up with someone that can keep up with his speed.
Yeah. And his jumping ability. Oh, that looks painful.
Yeah, so we got introduced to a few new characters, but Lev was the most prominent one.
Mm-hmm.
Half Russian, half Japanese. Really tall, just naturally talented, but doesn't know much about volleyball.
Just relying on things that come easily to him, so he's not really got the... He's just relying on instinct. He doesn't have the actual learning and the practice in yet to do anything very complicated.
Mm-hmm.
And much like them, he's just kind of stumbling into special moves.
Yeah. Yeah, because, that's what Hinata did with the quick attack as well. He just wanted to move fast, so he did.
Yeah, exactly.
Before he even knew what it was or what it was called. It was nice to see, what's his name open up? From Nekoma.
Yeah. It was nice to see the teams engaging with each other beyond the court. And, actually having friendships and such beyond that. So it's not just about kind of the aggressive, winning against the other team, but it's also... They're also kids, and they can also hang out and have fun and talk about the game and still enjoy it. And you don't have to worry about, giving away secrets to the other side or something like that, because they're all still trying to improve.
Yeah, and especially with Karasuno, sure, they're competitors eventually, but only once they get past the first stage. Only once they get to nationals are they really a threat to them.
Yeah.
So, having another team's insight can help as to, what are our perceived weaknesses or strengths. What are you afraid of that we do? Or what do you feel safe about that we do?
Yeah, so you don't get too specialized in your play style to facing these certain teams, basically. So you might be really great teams, but you meet a newbie that has this something you've never seen before, and they can still win. So
it's interesting that a lot of the teams seem to be very specialized as well, and it helps to kind of simplify it and make it easy for you to remember them as well.
Yeah, serves, combos, counterattacks, and that one guy on that one team, the ace.
Yeah, well, I don't think I ever got his name. He's player number 4. He's top 5 ace of the country. He goes to Fukurodoni, something like that. Yeah. So he's another all Japan player.
Yeah. And he knows it. But he seemed pretty excited to have his chance at them too.
Yeah.
So I don't know how many times they bring in a new team, if this is something that they try out other teams to kind of join their practice pack, and if the incoming team does not improve.
Well, it seems like it's been something that's established for a while, from what I remember before. And I'm sure the teams change up pretty rapidly. From year to year, they're going to be pretty significantly different.
Yeah.
For people leaving and coming in.
But if Karasuno, say if the Karasuno did not get on their level at some point, would they still be invited to play with those guys? I guess I don't know what sort of inter-high relationship is with this.
When Karasuno was good, they had the relationship with Nekoma before, and then when they got not good, they lost the relationship. Part of that too was because
the loss of the coach.
The loss of the coach as well, but it's certainly a possibility.
Yeah, so right now they're kind of making relationships based off the players rather than the friendships of the coaches.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm sure sure Coach Yukai will make up for that at some point.
Well, and our coach has a lot to learn too, because this is his first coaching.
Yeah.
Like his first, season for coaching. So he's like the first years in that case.
Mm-hmm.
Where, right now maybe he is leaning too heavily on the quick attack. And that's something that he'll learn as he goes on.
And he's played through the year, but he's never had to make the decisions that his coach had to make during his years. So it'd be interesting to see, we've seen a little bit of what new stuff that he's had to go after, like determining the starting lineup and whether he's going to go with Suga or
the setter.
The setter, the main character,
Kageyama.
I was stuck on Yama. I was like, what does it start with? So, having to decide between the two setters, where it seemed like for all the rest of them he kind of had it sussed out. But I'd like to know if there's any other further. I'd like to see how the game works a bit more in the background too. I'll be honest, I don't know what the team managers really do besides maybe take a little bit of notes on the team as they're watching and kind of just provide support on the background and prepping stuff and making signs. I don't know. I don't know too much about what she does beyond the little bit that we've seen, but it seems like they consider her very important.
Fundraising involved.
Yeah.
So there's an element of that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm super excited to see the rest of this. I can't wait to see them all grow. I hope we do get to see a meeting of the minds of the coaches too, where they're all talking with each other and giving each other tips.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I'd really like to see. Cause I know our guy's green, but he's I don't know, he makes up for it in being a badass kind of. He's kind of got a little bit less of a dignified mentality that the other coaches have, and he's a bit more of a, seems a bit more rough and tumble.
Yeah.
So kind of like our team, they're not
a polished gym.
No.
But they have potential.
No.
So hopefully we get to see that potential continue as they continue to practice.
And hopefully we'll be able to see more games today.
Hopefully.
Or next day.
Very excited. Let's go. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Haikyuu. You can see the next one right now over at patreon.com/blindwave. Full length is there as well. Also be sure to check out twitch.tv/blindwave, where I'm currently running through the Final Fantasy VII Remake. I cry almost as much in it as I do in Haikyuu.